Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen of all ages, to my Project 3 video demo demonstration. What I made here was I called it Make a Choice. Not the most original name, I'm aware of that. But what it is it's simply a tree, almost a tree-based dialogue adventure game where you click through each of the buttons and you click on basically the decision you choose to make. And so I thought it was pretty interesting and pretty intuitive. So how it works is it's as you would expect. You hit the button, it brings up a dialogue, it brings up a menu, and then you just click through it and hopefully you don't die. Oh no, you died. So what you're really supposed to do is eventually using trial and error, try to find out the correct path to get there. And one thing I think is cool about the project and the way I did it was uh, when we were talking about like what's something that can really take this project above and beyond. I thought to myself, what if the dialogue choices weren't so linear? So I have over here in my documentation link, I have the this is the dialogue tree of basically if the player goes from here to here, they can go through option here to here, over here to here. This went through many, many revisions. And this is to prevent stuff like infinite loops from occurring, so you can't go from like 2 to 5 to 3 to 2 to 5 to 3, and so on and so forth. It has some state changes, so you keep track of a state to make sure that there's no dialogue looping. And it changes your choices depending on how you traverse through this tree. For example, if I were going to, let's play here. If I was going to kill the elk here that you see, the mighty elk, if I can kill the elk, I have I have a sword, or I have the choice of bow and arrows. But if I were to go to the village first, if I were to approach the village, and he gives me an axe, he says, use this battle axe and bring back elk's antlers. So if I thank the gatekeeper and keep going to kill the elk, I can kill the elk with the battle axe. And that really made for definitely some juggling of dialogue choices that I was not expecting. It was a little bit much to manage, but this tree actually really helped me out a lot. So that's what I think is really cool about it. The serious challenge did come from managing these dialogue trees. I can't tell you how many times because I played through every single one to make sure every single node worked. And I can't tell you how many times I overlooked something, or I had to trip. I tripped over something and I just couldn't get it to work. Yada yada, this and that. The other real challenge was sound. So if you heard before, whenever you start playing the game, there is sounds in the background. But managing these sounds, because I have more than one, is kind of hard. So I have the sword swing sound whenever you do that, but it's also changing out the music. So if you die, for example, I had to stop the music from my first file and then use the different music. And if I go back in, I had to get the music to resume on its own. So that was a little bit of a challenge to do. Um, so you're probably thinking, like, first of all, where did you get these bangers of music? That's all in the documentation up here. I got the click sound actually from browsing around on YouTube. It was like the first sound on this video, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was the first sound on that video, and then the background music is from Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's a new Nintendo game that came out. My Victory music is a classic because I had the remake on my mind. So Final Fantasy VII, the victory music, and the losing music is actually from Super Smash Bros. Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's where I got all the music and stuff from. And how did I actually learn how to do the sound? My guys, the saviors at W3 Schools. These guys have helped me through many of the challenge, and I used the code that was right here, this sound function, and then I messed around with it a little bit to make sure that everything played whenever I wanted to, whenever in any of my own functions. So I'm pretty sure that's the big part of it. What I would change about this about my little thing here is first the presentation. It's pretty bland, it's pretty boring, but I do have to say that I do like I like how big the dialogue boxes are, and I like that the dialogue boxes change sizes depending on the size of the text. That's always good. I just wish I would add some like background effects, maybe using some CSS, or if I had to add anything else, maybe some images or like some gifs. So what I would do is I'd take this dialogue, push it upwards to around here, and then put like an image or something in there. That can be pretty neat. But I think if I were to keep developing this, I think it could turn out to be something much better. The only other thing I wanted to say is I tried experimenting around with lives, and lives did not want to work for me. I could not get the player to stop accessing the try agains. Like if I died here, I was gonna make a dialogue box that just says you ran out of lives. Mm, excuse me, but I couldn't get it to work. So we have this. If I hit I quit, it just says game over, and you have to refresh. But I mean, why would you quit, right? This game is awesome. So yeah, that's really my Project 3 in a nutshell. If you have any questions, you can always put it in the YouTube comments or get me on my social media or any other way you know how. Other than that, see you all. Take care and have a great day.